Okay, so this is from the castle. Gonna walk up here. And this road is fairly rocky. It's not incredibly bad, but we've had some spots where we've created water bars to, like, the water will run through here and run off there. Not a bad idea to have boots, knee pads, like when I say boots, like hiking boots, something that gives you a little ankle support. If you got bad ankles, I would definitely recommend having ankle braces. Some of these things, like a pallet sitting here, this is not a spot where you're going to be fighting over a lot. It might be something where someone, you know, sitting in the weeds starts shooting at you, you take cover, or you want to stop where you kind of scope things out. Kind of want to rebuild that a little so that maybe a little more like this fort. Again, not perfect, but there's multiple pallets there protecting multiple sides in an area that doesn't have a lot of protection. It's a pretty good little makeshift fort for just moving up and down the field. Again, we're moving up towards Death Star. If you're moving up this direction, it's a common way of attacking this. You got a couple of spots where you can stop off and post up while you're moving your players up the field. And again, this is an area we'll probably build up a lot in the future. See a bunker over there. It's pretty barren right through here. Although if you go across here, you've got another little ravine that's fairly rocky, but you can work up it and it gives you some protection while you're moving up on these bunkers right here. Now, if someone is defending from one of these bunkers, it's a pretty tough spot because you really can't work up that ravine over here, and there's a little ditch ravine over there, and you can eventually get that person out. So if someone's, and I like to come up and engage the attackers, but I'll fall back because these are just not good spots to defend from, and it's designed that way. We really don't want to make something impregnable. These are really the first bunkers you get in when you're attacking the Death Star here. So one new bunker that most people are not even going to notice is this one off to the left here. You can't see that real well. I'm actually going to walk over there and cut down this tree. It's a good example. This is a very solid tree, even though it looks rotten. Look at that core. That's a solid core. You finish cutting this thing down. So you can add a little more stuff. This one right here. Again, if we look at the Death Star, right there's the Death Star. It's a pretty good shooting lane. It's fairly, it's fairly solid. I mean, we've got a pallet in there, helps support the rest of this wood. If you're down in here, someone's gonna have a very hard time sneaking a paintball through and hitting you. You're kind of protected on this right side, not perfectly. That's one thing I like to fill in a little more with some of these other logs. Not gonna do that today, but there's a number of things that I still want to do over here, attacking wise and just movement wise, to make the gameplay more fluid. I've got a piece of OSB board here. It's kind of there temporarily. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it. Now, again over here, that piece of plywood is not even screwed in, just kind of have it sitting there. We just recently put in some of these spools and pallets to make this field more aggressive, be able to fit more people on it tactically, and have them have some type of spot to hide where they're not all in the same spot. Again, right here, it used to be if you're attacking right there, it was pretty open. If someone flanked you, pallet just helps give you a little more cover. This is a neat one right here because this was totally open right here until we put all these pallets together. And again, it's not a perfect bunker if you were looking at something to stay in long term, but you could defend from here initially if you wanted to lob some paintballs at the attackers. Again, that's a strategy I like to do, is I'll run out, shoot some paintballs at the attackers, and when they start to move into range of me, fall back. It just makes them, even if you only launch 10 or 12 paintballs at different people, they'll tend to hunker down, talk about it, think about it, and if you can get out of there without them noticing you retreated, they're trying to take all this time and maneuver to eliminate somebody who's not even there. But mostly, that fort there was meant to be a benefit to the attackers. So again, we put a couple pallets in some of these spots, at least temporarily. Another spot right here. Now again, this could be a little bit of a defensive spot, but this is just not something I'd want to hide behind. It's really there for just supporting this piece of OSB, which is really meant to be, if you combine it, there's a little bit of a ditch right, you can't see it again, but it's a good drop off of. Years ago when they were logging out this area, and I'm talking like 60, 80, even 100 years ago, they would drag logs and create these little ruts, and it looks like an old creek, but it's not. It's where they used to log. And any case, so there's a rut right there. This sort of looks like a trench or a ditch. They're all over this mountain. Some of them are actually creek beds. Some of them are from where someone was logging. You can tell that because they're very, very straight. The ones where someone intentionally made them. Again, this is the Death Star. From the last time I made a video, I don't think I've done a lot to the actual Death Star itself, if anything. But I'll probably post this video on our website in place of the other one. So, came through here and sprayed a lot of this thing. Again, the undercarriage, we put a lot of, since we originally built this, we put a lot of just OSB board up. It may not look super attractive. This is not meant to be something you're going to want to live in. It's meant to be something you're going to play paintball in. And again, we're not trying to build something that aesthetically looks like something out of a movie. We're trying to build something that's functional, that's playable, that's competitive. So you've got these windows, which are really cool. A guy by the name of Adrian Glass and one of his best friends originally built this original structure for us. And since they built it, we've painted it and kind of filled it in a little bit. But certainly was really awesome of them. I think we gave them a couple free plays and things like that. But they were just really awesome of them to come up and help us build this. We've redone the flooring here. I need to paint it again because if I had this to do over again, I would just buy pressure treated wood and put it in. But this is just plywood I just put down, and since it's not painted, it'll rot pretty fast. So hoping to get that painted here next few days. Again, you're up on the top. We've cleared out some of the branches. It's one thing you might notice since the last video. So you can put a lot more paint on some of these areas. I don't want to clear it out to the point where you can just slaughter everybody that's attacking. That's just not my objective. But some of these things, like right here, wouldn't mind clearing that out a little bit more so you're not getting your shot knocked off right when you pull the trigger. I'm not going to walk up there, but if you go up here, there's a really steep incline. So if you get up there in the wintertime and stuff, you can definitely shoot down here. There are definitely some holes too. Again, and if you get behind here, it's a good way. I don't know if you can tell the elevation change, but that's holding it level. Right there is pretty much level. So if you're up there, you're kind of shooting down on the Death Star. So it definitely pays to flank and also to counter flank if you're playing defense. And this is an area, again, we're gonna probably put in some stairs because we're worried about someone doing a face plant at some point. So. I'm just walking back out. That road, if you continue on up here, by the way, will actually circle. It's about the loop it'll do our field is about 1.5 miles to 2 miles. So it's a pretty, this actually does do a loop. And at some point we want to kind of interweave those roads a little more, create a couple more roads. So you'll have maybe 2.5, 3 miles of trails and roads going through our field. So when we have people come with tanks and we're looking to build a couple of our own tanks. They can, they have different ways to enter and exit the field, adding to the element of surprise. Right now, if you got a tank, you only have a limited number of roads you can go up and down. So once you go up one road, like this one, you basically have to come right back down this road or circle all the way around, and it just limits the mobility of a vehicle. So.